I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're delving into the mysteries of life and beyond with Janie Jurkovich, author of the new I Am Document, Volume 1, a compilation of spiritual downloads from ascended masters. Have you ever wondered about the purpose of your life or the secrets of the universe? Janie's best-selling book promises to transform the way you think, live, and connect with the divine. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Bookside Press for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Janie, great to see you here today on Spotlight. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Logan. It's great to be here.
Great to have you on the show. This is really an inspiring book. It's more than a book, it's a movement, really. I've seen your website. Tell us about the new I Am movement.
Well, it's all about why we are here on Earth and the lessons we are to learn. And once you realize that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, which is a huge mind shift for most people, once you realize that and you realize there's more to life than what it seems, then you start getting interested and want to know how to live your best life, which this book will explain. It's pretty easy to read. It's like I like to tell people it's like a fifth grade level. I don't really know. I haven't had a teacher test it, but it's simple enough for everyone to understand. It's not like it's not like religions where you have to go to church and the preacher has to explain it to you. It's not like that. You can get it yourself. And once people start embracing the lessons that are in the book, it will change how they interact with each other, and they'll start to see life differently, and they will see how we are all interconnected. And it's just a different way of living. It's very joyful and happy, and you have understanding in your life. You start to see why you have challenges in your life, and you learn to look at them as opportunities for growth instead of, oh my, it's misery and woe's me.
Yeah. Is it basically about affirmations? I am. I know I've heard in church people say I am, and the congregants reply somebody. I am somebody.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's not. No, it's not. That is part of the title, but that's not. It's more like lessons, like judgment is reserved for God. You're only required to do your best. That's all that God expects. And the term God is just used for anyone's, whatever they call their higher power. It could be from a different religion, it could be source, it could be spirit, whatever somebody wants to call it. But it's just knowing that you're loved and you're perfect the way you are. A lot of people don't resonate with standardized religion. And so this is just another way for people to get to know the divine. And it doesn't really, all religions teach basically the same. This is just another way because, religion and people's mindset, it is not a one size fits all. This is just another way that maybe people that don't resonate with going to a certain church, maybe this will capture their interest, speak to their heart, and then they'll go, oh yeah, now I get it. That the
whether you're
lessons are
religious
themed.
or spiritual, whatever
Yes,
you are, this book will connect with you. It's interfaith, interdenominational,
exactly.
universal, and I think that's wonderful, and that's very appealing about it. Talk to us a little bit about the ascended masters and their influence on this work.
Well, the whole thing was they basically dictated it to me, and I would get up in the middle of the night and transcribe it like a chapter or two at a time, and go back to bed, and then get up in the morning and read what I wrote because I didn't always remember because I was half asleep. I wasn't sleepwalking; I was awake, but I just, I was happy to go back to sleep. So they are at a level in the spiritual realm that they have a lot more experience and they see things from a broader view, and they're more knowledgeable than like just speaking with one spirit guides or your higher self or something like that. It's they seem to see everything at once, and they present messages that you wouldn't at least I wouldn't have thought of on my own. And it's really literally enlightening to see things from a different viewpoint. But they are at the level where they're teaching the masses. And I was told that what to call the book. And it's kind of interesting because I said, well, if it's the new I am document, then is there a first one? So I went and looked it up, and there was a guy from the 1930s who wrote the new I am discourses. So there actually was somebody that did it first. And I haven't, read them fully, but I looked into it a little bit, and it's not the same format. Now, the messages may be similar, but it's, he had a little bit different experience.
Amazing that you basically got these words through inspiration and revelation, and then you found them connected to another document that was written, decades and decades earlier. Talk to us
Mhm.
a little bit about how people can become part of the new I am movement.
Well, the best thing to do, the first thing to do would be to go to my website,
Mhm.
www.thenewiammovement.com,
Mhm.
and read about it, read about the movement. I have a documentary that I filmed a couple of years ago that explains uh, how I became a medium. And there's also lots of videos, and I even have a YouTube channel called Janie J Soul Connector. If you're somebody that just wants to sit and watch videos, there's over 100 videos. And I explain a lot about the lessons I've learned. I've explained about things that happened to me and how it relates to the movement. I talk a little bit about past lives. I connect to famous people and tell relay the messages from them. Mostly it's just to expose people that to another way of living, another way of thinking, and maybe someone doesn't realize that this happens, because I certainly didn't have a clue. I mean, I was like a workaholic, and I didn't have time to think about spirituality or my purpose. I was like busy being married, working, having kids, and all that. Um, but then when my life changed, I was started seeking answers, and answers I got, and I was really surprised at what I found out. Basically, I've been able to connect, and I've learned how to connect to anyone or anything, even objects, even animals, and even things like money. And periodically, I give talks on that and relay the answers to people's questions.
Wonderful. Is there a volume two coming? I know this is volume
Yes,
one, so.
yes, I already transcribed it probably over a year ago. And I got to get busy getting that one out and getting it published. And I was told that there will be 3 volumes. And then I'm going to live a long time and till my late 90s, which is probably good because I'm kind of slow getting the books out. So many ideas and so many that are partially written. I need the push to like get them out. I think I'm a kind of a procrastinator, but it's, I'm going from a perfectionist that I'm trying to enjoy the journey, and not everything isn't about work. It's about enjoying the journey.
Exactly. And you've made a lot of changes in your life. You went from being a businesswoman to being a spiritual medium and psychic. And it sounds like you live on a farm now or something. You're mentioning
Yes,
animals before. Tell us about that
yes.
change.
So that was a big change. So I was married for 35 years, and one day my husband just he was kind of unhappy, and
Mm.
he just left abruptly. And I was more worried about how I was going to continue my life, because I was 60 years old, and I had finished building my dream home a few years before, and he had been in the military. So that was a big deal because we moved all the time and never really had a place that felt like home. And it felt like home to me, and I didn't want to lose it. But we were in debt and, getting a divorce, and I had a new job as a commercial real estate broker. So it's all commission. And I was worried about how I was going to survive. But instead of having a pity party, I was looked at it like an opportunity for a do-over, to finally do what I wanted in life, instead of having to take care of the family and my husband and stuff. And it was really freeing. And then I had time to start exploring the spiritual version of life. And so now I have 13 sheep, 13 chickens, and a couple of dogs. And I live on 5 acres in my big house, and I don't even use all the rooms. But it's really great for entertaining, and I like to have people over, and so they can enjoy the house, the camaraderie, and the outdoors. And it's just a totally different way of living. Instead of jumping out of bed in the morning and the alarm waking you up and it's hurry, hurry, hurry and get to the next thing, I can take my time in the morning. I can have quiet time. I can walk on the property, visit with the animals, and it's a whole different way of feeling. And it's much more enjoyable. I can say that. More
Absolutely.
people ought to start their day more quiet and not so hustle and bustle, because it sets the tone. It sets the tone for not only how you feel, but how you interact with everybody else. So my
I
life's
think,
a lot better.
yeah, well, it sounds like you took what could have been a down and turned it into an up. And I think you
Yes.
also have tapped upon something that helps us tap into our spirituality, and that is being with animals and being with nature. I think that opens up our heart, opens up our soul, opens up our consciousness, no doubt, as
Yes.
well. And this book is great. You've turned everything around in your life and created the life you really want to live. Now, this book is basically a blueprint so others can do the same thing. It's called
Yes.
New I Am Document Volume 1, a compilation of spiritual downloads from ascended masters. Have you ever wondered about the purpose of your life or the secrets of the universe? Well, Janie's best-selling book promises to transform the way you think, the way you live, and the way you connect with the divine. Highly recommended. It could be the game changer that you're looking for. Janie, before we leave you today, anything you want to add or let our audience know?
In case you're wondering, like, how this could happen, like, how did somebody go from a spiritually starved workaholic to being able to be connect to all that is, anyone and anything? I wrote a shorter book called The Unimagined Awakening, which explains that. And so if you're curious, I would say check that out and then see what you think. And then it might be a little bit easier to digest the new I Am document.
Sounds great. Looking forward to both of those books and more to come, of course. Janie, thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.